European kind of version of the game, they have like a whole different selection of languages you can choose. But if you click triangle, instead of like actually selecting a language, it'll still progress you forward to the main menu without a language being selected. So like this loading screen would just be a single dot. And there'd be...
It's definitely worth watching a PAL run, just because it messes with text and character, like the bosses as well.
Yeah, like a cutscene.
Shuffles around their models and things. It's pretty humorous. But yes, this is the first boss, Ripperoo. So you're going back to Roo's Tubes. It's exactly the same race, except you're just versing Ripperoo, and he's throwing TNTs behind, but you're like way too fast, so you never really see him. So you're basically just doing the same stuff again.
And so the interesting thing with a lot of the time save in this run is anytime you do a trick that has a certain amount of time save, for most races you can just times the time save by 3 because you're doing 3 laps. And then it's especially good in tracks like this where they're in a boss race as well, because you multiply that time save by 6 because that's how many times you're doing the lap. Yeah,
so like a lot of the times there's things that are like half-second time saves, and that might not seem like a lot, but if it's a track like this, it saves 3 seconds across the run, which is pretty huge, particularly in a run that's as optimized as this. Like it's quite easy to get well within a minute of summer best. I know top runners can do that pretty consistently. So
it's just about done with Roo's Tubes here. We're going to be moving on to the second hub world, and that's actually have. Another donation, go for it.
All right, we got $10 from Baden Smith. Sorry, says cancer can get destroyed just like this game. What a classic! Good luck, go fast.
Cancer? I think that's the wrong. I think you donated to the wrong cause, but it's very much appreciated anyway. Beyond Blue is a really great service, really great charity
for sure
for mental health awareness and support. So we're going to be driving to the next hub. Not really interesting at all. Just basically doing what we are doing in the races, but in sort of like a hub world.
Actually quite a long drive to the second hub.
It is, yeah. You have to go through like 2 different hub worlds. Because there's that one there's like sort of like a base one. It's where the final boss is. I'm really terrible at turning. It's where the final boss is, but it's also where you do like extra races, like when you get all like the collectibles and stuff.
So this is the first track that has a real major RNG portion to it.
It's the only one, really.
There's like an intentional shortcut on this track that you need an item that you can throw forward to unlock, and so you're relying on getting those items. I think you get a couple of chances a lap to get one of those items.
Get one more chance.
So let's see if I can get it here.
So like a potion would be ideal. Nah, you can't throw TNTs forward, no. So TNTs and nitros you can't throw forward, you can only set them backwards. Like the green and red potions are ideally what you want. Hopefully you can get
or the bowling balls.
Yeah, either the green and red.
Yeah,
so we'll have second lap shortcut now. But yeah, you want those potions or the bombs that you can throw forward as well.
Bombs as well, yeah, that's right. But I think it's, what was it, 3 seconds a lap, was it? So
yeah. So like
again,
that's like close to 10 seconds.
Yeah, but like 9 seconds of RNG.
Yeah, especially like Mart said, where top runners are getting very close to the sum of best in this game because it's very consistent. Something like 10 seconds in one race is a huge amount of time to lose, especially early on in the run.
Yeah, so that was the shortcut there. So you just like throw it at that wall and it opens up for you.
And I was lucky enough to get
another
potion
one,
here.
So you're going to get 2 out of 3. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my PB gets 3 out of 3, but that's alright.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. I swear I get like really good luck on this level. And I guess I sort of got cucked right at the start, but I usually get 3 out of 3 lately, so. Is there anything more to talk about, just like about the game?
I don't know.
I guess the story, like, so Crash and friends, you know how they love their kart racing. Just out kart racing, and then some alien comes down and says, "If you don't beat me in a race, if you don't beat me in a race, I'm gonna turn your whole nation, whole planet. That's right. Yeah.
Car park.
Concrete parking lot.
Yeah.
So
for some reason. It's not heavy on the story, let's just say that.
Just spam through the Aku hints there. Don't really need his help. He is just trying to help, but I don't need him.
Yeah. Twitch chat.
Oh, like Twitch chat. Exactly like Twitch chat. Shows up unannounced as well. This is Coco Park. This is the most boring track in the game, and I just lost my speed by hitting the other racer there, which kind of sucks. But there's like a little shortcut you can do there by like hopping over those hills.
Yeah, once again, he wants to kind of bounce over it and then skip most of driving on the grass if he can to.
So taking the shortcut, but spending as much time in the air as you can.
Yeah.
And I believe you also get a speed ghost off the other side of the hill.
You can, yeah.
You can get a couple of speed
here.
ghosts here.
Oh, that was alright.
That wasn't too bad, yeah.
That was actually a really good one.
You can see how like the difference between the first lap and that one, how much speed he got coming off the grass there. So,
driving over like the out of bounds service, or like not the out of bounds services, like the off track services, aren't actually that bad in this game as long as you've like got your Sacred Fire and you're like frogging a little bit.
It's also worth pointing out that there's another difference between NTSC and PAL. You actually jump higher on NTSC on this version of the game.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of those shortcuts a little bit easier.
Made the shortcut earlier as well in Sewer Speedway a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's next? What race is next? Oh, Papu's Pyramid. That's a... This is great for my ego.
So yeah, Papu's Pyramid I think is the first time we'll see essentially an unintentional skip in the run. It's not the big one that Nase does, but there's one towards the end of the lap that we'll point out when we get to it.
Yeah. It's
seem to think there might both be intentional, but we're not sure. So one of the ones he does is definitely intentional, and the second one looks like it could be intentional. But
there's a big shortcut that I don't go for.
Yeah.
It's not exactly marathon safe, and I'm
if
a
you're
bit out of
not
practice.
confident at it, then yeah.
But there's a shortcut which basically does the same thing as the big one. We'll point out the big one when we go past it.
And this is like, tracks like this are the reason why you don't pick Tiny or Dingo Dial, because it's like a lot of really sharp cornering, and you just wouldn't be able to do it with the characters with really low handling.
Yeah, that spiral at the start especially.
That's the first shortcut there. That's an intentional one.
That's intentional, yeah.
And basically the wall to the right of me, you can jump onto that and skip over to the end of the track, but it's really tough to set up and actually tough to get to as well.
Because once you get onto the wall, which is hard enough in itself, the game recognizes that, oh, you're on a wall and you probably shouldn't be here, and is constantly trying to force you back onto the track. And so you're spending the whole time doing the shortcut, trying to readjust your angle and make sure that you can stay on the wall as long as you need to, and then skipping back to the end of the finish line rather.
Yeah.
This is the second shortcut I was talking about. We sort of glossed over. You just sort of jump up there and
it looks
cut
like
out this
it
whole
could
corner.
be intentional.
Yeah.
It looks easy enough that it might be. But you also saw there, like he can. Actually, thanks for demonstrating. So he lost fire there. If you hit the wall, you can lose fire in all your reserves, and then you have to build it all back up again. So you just don't want to really hit anything if possible. You just lose a lot of speed from it.
Also notice he's being a bit more lenient about it here, because there's some parts where enemy racers... There are some sections of the track on that track where enemy racers are always going to hit the items, but in general you don't want to, like say you're getting items like TNTs and stuff, you don't really want to drop them because that will ruin your lines on the coming laps.
Yeah, you're taking the same line every time.
I had a really terrible habit of like dropping any item I got when I first started running, and I would always hit them on like the second lap.
There's also another thing to note with that, like items such as TNTs. You saw there we actually lapped one of the other racers. And so there are times where you can lap the racers and then they'll start shooting missiles and stuff at you. And so it's nice to keep something like a TNT for if they shoot a missile, you can drop it behind you and it'll hit that instead of you.
Yeah.
This is Dingo Canyon. This is a pretty boring track. There's no real shortcuts in it. Or there is one at the start.
Speed ghost down here, is there?
Yeah, there's a speed ghost down this hill, so I'm going to be coming down here and just start it.
It's another
hopping.
speed ghost,
Oh,
and then
whoops. Got air off that, which kind of ruins it a little bit, but that's all right.
that's right. Yeah. Again, it's all of this is like all the drifting he's doing, all the boost pads, all the mini turbos, is to build up reserves to keep that fire. There will be an introduction a little bit later on of a new turbo pad that kind of adds something extra to the tech.
It's in Hub 4.
Hub 4,
we're
yeah.
the end of Hub 2 now, and we'll get to see that a little bit later.
Yep.
So there's the
You can
speed
see
ghost.
speed
There,
ghost.
yeah. That's all right.
It almost looks slower, but it is definitely faster to do that. So
Yeah.
it almost looks slower than going sideways sometimes. But oh my goodness, okay, it's a shame.
That was unfortunate.
Right, you can get fire by going over that
Yeah.
that boost pad again, and then build up reserves again. So
There's a little shortcut if you cut through those cacti there, but
Yeah.
it's very, like if you hit anything, you're just going to slow down, then you're sort of trapped in no man's land. You have to,
yeah.
Getting drifting off that boost pad's going to,
Oh no.
right, now I just get to hop a bunch. That was my TNT as well. So. But yeah, drifting over the boost pad like gets your sacred fire going. So always important. So we're coming up to Papu Papu, who is the second boss. We'll just let him talk for a little bit.
So you go into Papu, so you go back to Papu's pyramid.
Yeah.
So yeah, the couple of shortcuts that he was doing there, he's going to try and do exactly the same thing. So if you have donations, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's going to be much the same.
Or if you just want to talk for a bit, Zoomy, go for it, dude.
We got $5.97 from Dact.
Oh,
Says,
wow.
greetings from Germany. Let's kick depression's butt.
Wait, what did you say?
Said, greetings from Germany. Well, let's kick depression's butt.
You're not in Germany anymore.
I thought there was like a second part to it, that you wanted me to do something. Whatever.
Let's kick depression's butt, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. It's pretty hard to hear. It's really important to get like in front of the bosses in these
Yeah.
races, because
You-
they like pick up an item box, but then they have like infinite amount of items, and they just like
Yeah,
drop
they
them
just
everywhere.
keep throwing them behind. So I mean, it's not that hard to really get in front if you know all the speed strats. It's actually a worry sometimes if you go too fast. Sometimes you can like lap them and come up to them on the third lap.
Yeah,
then
and they're just dropping
they,
stuff,
Yeah, they
like,
drop
right
their
there.
items still, but you're coming up to lap them again. So they can still mess with you, even though you're like nearly a lap in front of them. So
Yeah, especially one like Papu, where he drops items that sort of stick on the track. As you can see, he's dropping the vials.
Yeah, he drops the potions. Yeah. The worst is, I reckon the worst is Pinstripe, because like right at the start he's like really fast, and like you don't really have any sort of shortcuts to get in front of him.
Yeah.
And he drops the bowling balls, which like move towards you, so they can be a little bit tough to dodge. And we are race-wise about halfway through the game now, so
Nice.
here we go. This is unreal. I'm feeling the love right now. I love it. Huh? Go for it.
All right, fellas, we're about $130 away from beating last year's donation total. So
Jesus.
if you've got any money to spare, bang it on the donation link. I'll post in chat in a minute,
Do it.
and we can get there after
Oh,
this
yeah.
run, I reckon.
That's amazing. We're only, what? We're only halfway through the, well, not even halfway through the ASM run.
Yeah, it's the
this
first
year.
leg, so-
Yeah, it's only the first leg, and
Yeah.
we're already almost about to beat our last year's record, so that's insane. So, oh, there we go. as you like come into that level, it like lags a lot, and so I look behind me to sort of like reduce the lag a bit. It saves like
1 frame.
saves 1 frame, but that's what it's all about out here.
Yeah, I think essentially what it's doing is it tries to load the whole map if you're just looking forward, and so you lose a little bit of time, but if you look backwards, it just doesn't try to load all of the stuff.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of like lag manipulations.
No,
or
there is a
reduction
lot of
strats.
lag on NTS.
There is a lot of lag, but there's not a lot of strats to like reduce the lag.
just deal
you
with
just
it,
kind of
like-
have to deal with it.
Yeah,
So this
most games seem to reduce lag by camera manipulation, and you don't really have many options in this game for that. So
This is Blizzard Bluff. As you saw, the first lap went quite well. There's like 3 different shortcuts you can take. There's that first one there, which is a lot tougher than it looks, because like if you want to do it well, you have to get like a really good angle for it, and you want to try and like hit a jump. This one, a lot of people might know as a kid, like if they played the game, and then this one's just very not intuitive. There's nothing really there that looks like you can jump over it, or like it clear that jump.
Yeah, that one, it's if you hit that fence, it's really, really bad. It apparently loses like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Not 10 seconds. It's more like you probably lose like 5 seconds, because you like hit the fence, then you're stuck on the grass and you have to like turn around.
You also
Actually,
do
no,
lose
it
all
would-
your reserves and
Actually, it would
all
be
your
10
fire.
seconds, because then
Yeah.
you have to go around the outside.
Yeah.
We got it 3 times though, so that's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right, there we go.
Gotta be a hype man, right? Come on.
Come on, Rex. Pick it up, dude.
Do you want to be mine?
This is the first hub where, what's his name, stops talking to you. Wait, no, Dragon Mines. Oops. This is the first hub where Aku Aku will stop talking to you at the end of each race, so that's always fun. You don't have to spam triangle for him anymore. This is Dragon Mines. This is probably my least favourite course, just because it's like really boring. And there's like a lot that can go wrong. Will speed go so we can get, oh no, not really. I lost all my reserves because I didn't drift. But there is a speed go so you can get going down that hill. There's a shortcut you can do here where there's minecarts go. You can like go into there, but you need like full Sacred Fire, because like the trains in NTSC I think go faster because the game runs at 30 FPS, and the that like affects how fast those minecarts run.
yeah, basically where PAL runs at 25 frames per second and NTSC runs at 30 or close enough to 30. And all of the cycle-based stuff, so the barrels earlier, the mine carts, everything is based off of the FPS. So because NTSC is higher, they just move faster.
Yeah, and it's a pretty tough shortcut because you're off-road and you've got no real like way to, because you've done a turn to get into it, so it's like really tough.
It's very easy to hit the wall there and lose your fire and your reserves as well. So
And then you get squashed by the minecart.
you get squashed by the minecart. You can lose your lifetime.
And then you don't have speed to make the jump across to the wooden platform, so it can go horribly wrong if you mess up. But this is the boss race in this hub, so that's why I hate it. You have to play it twice. There we go. No standing ovation this time, guys? Huh? You're the man. But where's the standing ovation? Yes! There we go. So we're going to be moving on to Polar Pass.
Yeah, he's gone. He's had enough.
Where'd Passo go?
Wow, no. He's gonzo.
He's just left. He doesn't want to be here.
Alright.
This is a fun level. There's a few cool little tricks and stuff here and there.
Yeah, there's
Just-
another unintended shortcut on this one. I don't think you're going for it.
Oh,
or-
should I?
I don't know, it's up to you.
You know what, I'll go for it. I'll go for
Alright,
it.
he's gonna go
Let's
for
go
it
for it
once.
once.
Yeah.
Just once.
Hopefully you
So
can
we're
get
going
it.
to hit this boost pad. We're going to do a turnaround here. Drift into this, jump off that. Oh,
Maybe? Not quite. Nah, not quite. That's a shame.
that's fine.
He can sometimes go far enough that it'll
Alright.
that it'll spawn you on the other side anyway, but
Yeah.
Yeah, ideally you can just make it to the other side and keep driving.
Yeah, and keep driving. That's the ideal way of doing it. So I'm in 8th place right now, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, you gotta.
Luckily, there's like an intentional shortcut that I can use to get back.
It shouldn't matter too much. Hopefully. Please don't lose a race, mate.
That would be an absolute travesty.
Right, yeah, he's already back up into 3rd, so.
You can see the game lagging a lot. Just actually, I don't know if it shows up on the stream that well, but the game is lagging right now. Really struggles to output these beautiful graphics. Keen for Hub 4, so we actually have some more mechanics to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lost his fire by hitting the wall there. Bit of a shame. Yeah. 3rd lap.
Oh, these seals can be really annoying.
Yeah, they can kind of get in the way sometimes, but yeah, that's the intended one, by the way. But a lot of people, it's another one that a lot of people found as a kid. You just kind of jump over the wall there. Doesn't save a huge amount, but it's easy enough. So. I feel like I see like people go different ways through that.
Yeah,
part of the time.
I don't know if there's like an optimal way to do that one because I swear I've seen like a few different like top runs go like completely different ways through that.
It might just a bit close. It might just come down to preference in the end.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Just about done with Polar Pass. Up next we have the greatest level of all time, everyone's favourite, Tiny Arena.
Oh dear.
Which is about 3 minutes and a half of just driving. No cool shortcuts, no cool skips.
The funny thing about Tiny Arena
Please don't.
is it's called Tiny Arena, but it's the longest track in the game.
Was that? So, were you guys clapping for me finishing the race or clapping for Passo's amazing joke? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, we have a donation, and I did not write this, Nase, but Anonymous gave $21.62 saying, I have a poem for the runner.
Oh, no.
There is nothing man and truck cannot do. You ever just sit in your truck? Man and truck. An unbreakable bond. Incentive goes to runner's choice. That's $21.62.
$21, wow. I don't think there's any more incentives until
Is there any bid wars or?
I think, no, this was the last donation.
This is the last
incentive.
one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One,
When I find out the ASM one, I'll put it towards
Yeah.
that. I have a feeling I know who donated that, but I don't want to call him out, especially when he's in the audience. Yeah, it was definitely Oliver.
Yeah. So yeah, this level is very, very long. It's actually kind of hard.
It is, yeah.
There's lots of bumps along the way. It's apparently they use it as, or the top runners kind of use it as how well they're playing the game, because it's a lot of just straight driving and like building up turbos and reserves
Well, yeah,
and things.
like the times you get in Tiny Arena will basically like determine whether you're like really good at this game, like mechanically or not.
because it's such a long track.
Such a long track,
yeah.
and there's a lot of like really sharp turns, and a lot of times where you really need to like optimize your movement. So as you can see there's about 1:09.
So that was one lap. So there is a skip on this that
there is,
only a handful of TTers have done. It saves 13 seconds a lap. It's apparently so hard that even like the time trial world record only goes for 2 out of 3 laps. So
Yeah, it's...
not something you want to do, basically.
If anyone knows Mario Kart 64, it's along the same lines as the Choco Mountain one. We sort of just like drive into a wall and you get sent up it and like over to the other side of the track.
Yeah.
I think there were some like proposed strats at some point of like staying behind for a little while and getting an Arco mask to make it a bit easier, but
Oh, really?
it seems that it just didn't work out to be
Just-
viable.
Well, that term I hate so much. I need to find a better way of doing that.
You need to learn how to U-turn, man.
I need to learn how to like play this game well.
This is your first time playing.
This is I've never played this
Welcome
game
to
before.
the Let's Play.
Why'd you guys
Team
make me
Racing.
do this, by the way? Alright, so we are now 2/3 of the way through this beautiful
Another
track.
one. Oh, it's almost exactly the same time as first
Yeah,
lap.
109.
Which is pretty bad. Generally, the second and third laps should be a couple of seconds better.
Yeah, just because you like come into the start.
Yeah.
With speed.
It just seems like really easy to lose like seconds of time here.
That's another thing. Cresting.
Crest.
Again, it's just a stupid thing. When you do like a jump and you're trying to like land on a down slope, like there, where there's like sort of like ramps. Oh, that's not good at all. That is not good.
Pretty fast. Do you think he still has fire? I don't think so.
No, I do not. But yeah, it's along the same lines as the speed ghost. You like go downhill after like a jump and it makes you go very fast. I have nothing more to say about this track. I would love if you did some donations to me, thank you.
All right, we have $69.02 from Lana64. It
Oh, I
just
know
says
Lana.
rack attack with the arms up. You know, the two flashes. We also have $2.76 from Shanae Arcshadow Wolf.
Yeah, Shanae Arcshadow Wolf. Let's go.
Says it's not a lot, but hey, every dollar counts. It's a worthy cause. Also, good luck to all the runners. This also puts us only $30 away from beating last year's donation total.
Wow.
So
Guys.
it's only a mere $30, fellas.
$30. Pal straight up like skips this cutscene. I don't know why it happens.
Yeah.
This cutscene just doesn't play and you go straight into the boss.
Yeah, it's really, really odd. The language glitch
Language
and
glitch,
how
yeah.
kind of, like I said, messes with a lot.
Yeah,
You
it
just-
swaps the heads of like all the races. So like
Yeah.
Komodo Joe's head's on Pinstripe Potteroo and like Oxide's head is on Komodo Joe. It's just... So this is Komodo Joe.
Yep, so back in Dragon Mines.
He throws TNTs as well.
Hopefully
Which
he won't
is-
disturb you for the rest of the race though. So once
Yeah.
you get ahead of him, assuming I
play
assuming
well,
he don't
yeah.
mess up, he shouldn't get back ahead. So whoop, there he is. Spoke too
Oh, that
soon.
missed him.
Oh my god!
What just happened?
He got taken by the cart.
Demolition Derby.
It looked like he disappeared. That shortcut actually like cuts ahead of him so much though. That
Yeah.
little one at the end. Oh, that was a little bit scary.
I don't know what happened there.
Well, that thing happened again.
Camera manipulation.
Yeah, that's just an example of like NTSC jumping so high that the
Yeah.
camera thought I was above the track, or like above on the next section of the track. So that's pretty cool. Zoom if you have anything. Now would be. You got nothing? That's alright. You don't want to.
What? Excuse me?
Okay. I don't even know if I was going to hit that, but kind of looked like I
Like,
was.
your fire heated it up, and
Yeah.
Oh, now my fire's gone. You don't want to like freestyle rap for me, Zoom, or anything? You want a freestyle? Oh, okay. There we go.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that was the third walk. Going into the fourth and final walk now. There's going to be an introduction on all four of the tracks.
Yeah.
It's at the moment there's only been normal turbo pads. They all act exactly the same. But walk 4 introduces things called super turbo pads.
Which gives you a thing called Ultra Sacred Fire.
Ultimate
Sacred Fire.
USF,
I keep forgetting. Yeah, sorry.
So instead of Sacred Fire, we've got Ultimate Sacred Fire because naming conventions are dumb. But
So basically, like the way they work is, it acts on like your reserves. So if you have a heap of reserves and you go over an ultra pad, you're going to be going at max speed for however long you have your reserves for. And that speed is like the top speed you can get basically in this game.
yeah, if there's a USF pad, you want to kind of use it wherever you can. But yeah, like Nate said, he wants to build up, he wants to do mini turbos, go over boost pads, build up his reserves as much as possible by the time he gets to the USF pad.
So you actually go, this is the only level where you go over it twice. Like there's two. It's the same pad. So this one here,
that's the USF
you can see I'm going extremely fast. I'm not going to do anything until I hit this.
Yeah.
So your USF gets cancelled every time you do either like a mini turbo or you go over a boost pad or anything. So I'm going to try and avoid that at all costs. And
so once he goes over USF pad, he doesn't want to turbo at all. He just wants to keep driving and kind of hopping to change direction if he can.
So
you'll see hopefully the speed that he gets off.
So I'm able to jump onto the pad from before, and I'm basically just going to be absolutely flying around these corners.
You can take it quite far, yeah.
I have like too much speed to do that corner normally, so I have to actually like stop a little bit and slow down.
Yeah, and then the second he hit that boost pad, it took away his ultimate sacred fire. So, but yeah, you can utilize it really, really heavily in this level.
And again, like drifting on this boost pad is going to increase my reserves. Doing full mini turbos is going to increase my reserves and just all that good stuff. This one's a little bit risky. These two here, because like you got the barrels going over.
Yeah.
So you've got to judge like where the barrels are.
Yeah, basically if he happened to hit the wall right before, like build up all these reserves, if he hit the wall there before hitting the USF pad there, he would get basically no speed out of this because he doesn't have any reserves.
Yeah.
So it's all based around like how many turbos and reserves he's built up previous to hitting the turbo pad.
Yeah. What's been your favourite track so far, guys? Rex, I want an answer from you specifically, but everyone else can answer. So. What's your favourite track so far?
This one.
This one, yeah. Oh, wow. That's the answer I like to hear. That's it. This is actually a really fun track. This is probably the track I do the most in like time trials. This and Cortex Castle, just because they're so much fun. Oh, that's close. This is a cool little path I take, or path you take here. So.
It was directed at you.
Here we go, Cortex Castle. This is probably like the most, I guess, like execution-based level in the game because there's no real shortcuts you take, but you need, because there's a USF pad at the end.
Yeah.
So you want to be maintaining your reserves the whole way, and it's a very square, kind of square-shaped level.
Yeah, lots of right angles.
Really,
it always seems to be a lot harder to go around corners when they're at right angles. So very easy to like clip the wall.
So basically, just trying to
that.
Not like that. I don't want to be doing that. But drifting over that boost pad's gonna like get me my.
He still has time to build up his reserves a bit to get some to use the USF, which is it's right at the end of the level. So.
But the important thing is you don't. So usually when you're going off a ramp, you hop like that, and you'll get a speed boost when you hit the ground. But you don't want to do that here because otherwise it'll cancel your USF. So I'm just going to drive, let myself fall, and then you'll see me hit this Mach speed going around this corner. Oh, that actually. Damn.
Yeah.
That actually carried a fair way though.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can take it obviously all the way to the boost pad before it takes away the USF.
Yeah, but it's hard to handle there because you're going so fast that. Yeah, it's hard to make those
potions,
turns.
man.
Yeah.
I have a habit now.
We're here for you. We'll help you through this.
It's all good. I hit corner. As long as I hit someone with it, it's all good. Players that are really good at the game will like avoid those boost pads because they're like a little bit out of the way, and you can save time by not going over them. But it's a lot safer to build like reserves by.
Yeah, if you think you don't have enough reserves, you can hit the boost pads. It's very slightly out of the way. That was a bad crash.
That was a very bad crash.
Yeah, very slightly out of the way, but yeah, it's like I said, a bit on the safe side to make sure you have enough reserves to really utilize the USF.
It's the last lap, so I'm allowed to put down the items.
You're doing the 360, right?
I don't know how to do it. A lot of the, or Paul and Natty specifically, who are two very high-level runners of this game, during marathons will do a cool little trick where they do like a 360 off this last ramp.
Yeah, because it's like a really long drop. You can 360.
I think if you U-turn in midair, you can do it.
Yeah, there's
But
like
I've never
specific
done it.
movement you have to do it. But
All right. So, if you're not a fan of repetition, turn away for the next.
yeah, there's only 2 more tracks, but there's 4 more races. So,
Yeah.
go to Hot Air Skyway, which is the next.
The
boss.
next
But
boss
you've
track.
got to do Hot Air Skyway and Oxide Station. Both
And
of
then
them
you
are
do
boss races as well. So you
Hot
do
Air Skyway and
Hot Air
boss.
Skyway, then Oxide Station, then Hot Air Skyway, and then Oxide Station. So
These are 2 tracks that are probably like the biggest skips in the game,
yeah,
but they're very not marathon safe, and I'm very not good either. So
yeah,
it's they're quite hard to do. You basically, like, when you get to this point, turn around because you've loaded like the level further ahead, and you're able to like jump down onto the track below and skip like this whole section. Here's another USF though. I'm going like really fast. This is a skip that I'm sure if you played this, oh, that is not good. Oh, get out of the way. There we go. So that's a skip I'm sure like a lot of people as kids
yeah.
saw
You do
that.
actually have to go a little bit further along the track, which is why you didn't just jump straight over the wall. You have to go a little bit further along the track to load the track, and then you jump over the wall. So that way you don't get respawned. You don't just like fall through
Yeah,
the track.
it's
Yeah.
weird. Like there are times where you can like you hit the track, but then it'll say you're out of bounds. Like
Yeah.
it'll be like the same as if you fell off. You'd like get picked up by Aku and then like put down on the track.
Obviously, they're not intentional ones.
Yeah.
They try and make you go all the way around the track. But yeah, as long as you load part of the track you're trying to jump on, then it's not an issue.
But yeah, this is a shortcut. I'm sure a lot of people did. I know I
Yeah.
was popping these when I was like 7.
Yeah, it's just sort of tantalizingly right there.
Yeah.
You're going the right way now, guys. It's all good. Got this under control. That turn is not fun at all. You basically have to like lose all your speed to do it properly, otherwise you'll hit a wall. Zoomy, if you have anything to read out, you can say something.
All right. For those who don't know, we're the Australian Speedrun Marathon. We have 2 events that run sort of at the same time, which is this one now, which is Uni SA, which ran for yesterday and today. We also have AVCon, which runs on Saturday and Sunday. And I'll type a schedule in the chat in a minute, so you can all see. Who have been raising money for Beyond Blue, which is a great cause for a lot of the gamers and fans around here. So it'd be great if you could help us support them as well.
There we go, done with Hot Air Skyway. Yeah!
Don't worry, you'll be seeing that track again. So
Yeah, if you liked that track, we'll just see why.
you got the final track, which is Oxide Station. You'll also see this for the final boss when you come back here. Funnily enough, his name is Oxide. This also has quite a large skip. I think you're doing one part of it.
One part of it, yeah.
But it's another instance where you have to load part of the track and then you can skip to a part of the track you just loaded. But it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Basically, the way it works is you hit a wall, like right at the start there. You're able to like jump up onto the wall, and then you're able to drop down to the bottom of that little spiral thing there, and that loads enough of the track to do a skip where you jump onto the wall again, drive a little bit further, and the track like loops under itself, and you like basically drop down right here. So it skips that into. Oh, that's not good.
You missed the easy
It's
one.
the easy one, yeah.
Oh,
So that's like
you have
that's
to
a
show-
skip that again, like a lot of people would know if they're.
Yeah, a lot of
playing
people.
this game as a
It
kid.
seems like a bit of an oversight, because it's easy, Nase.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's
easy.
very
That's why I
easy.
just did it then.
Yeah,
So instead of going outside and doing all that, you would end up where we just landed there
Yeah.
straight away.
yeah.
I'll get it in the second lap, don't worry.
It's a little bit hard to navigate through this section
It
because
is,
it's the
yeah.
uneven ground and it's just kind of curving back and forth as well. So
Also, this is the reason I don't play as Coco. She just makes so much noise. She doesn't stop speaking. Bandicoot power. Right, and this is the last USF pad that we haven't talked about. This one here. It's kind of pointless though, because like you have to slow down around here anyway to do this skip. There we go.
there you go.
That was a little bit dodgy.
Yeah, just jump to the next part of the
Third?
track.
What?
No,
Okay.
cool. But we got lap skipped again. You did that
That
in...
was actually terrifying.
Yeah.
In practice, I did
Practice,
that.
you got a lap skip, which is fun.
And yeah, there's a thing called a lap skip where like the game just won't register that you cross the finish line, and so like you cross the finish line, and it says, oh, you're at the start of the track. You're in 8th now.
Yeah, it usually happens when you do some sort of unintended shortcut. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't happen often though, thankfully.
It can happen on Papu's Pyramid with that wall skip that we talked about.
Yeah.
There we go. So if I can get all three against Oxide. So again, this is like Oxide Station. This will be where we race Oxide, who is the final boss. And Zoom, if you have anything to say at all, even if you just want to like say anything, please. There we go. Let's go.
So yeah, those two tracks were a load of fun. So we're just going to do them both again now.
Yeah.
Definitely not like the most stressful tracks in the game. Foist.
Foist.
The way. Is that even a linked emote? Alright, everyone just go and subscribe to my Twitch channel and you can get... hey look, it's just for an emote. It's just for a Tony Abbott emote where he's wearing speed dealer signs.
Yeah, that's the ASM2018 and our Tony Abbott emote.
Apparently there was a Tony Abbott emote at ASM 2015. I wasn't there, but...
It is a pretty good emote.
So this is Hot Air Skyway again. Oh, did I hit that? There's Pinstripe. Oh my...
Oh,
That's
wow.
rough. That ruined... How did... That ruins the USF as well. It makes me angry. That's all right.
Too, yeah. Oh my goodness.
He is an absolute
Laying the
beast.
smackdown right now.
Oh my
Blood.
god. This guy's a beast. Alright, let's do this.
You're going to be behind him. Alright, got ahead of him, yeah.
So now we're ahead of him.
Now we just need to go fast enough to stay ahead of him.
Yeah.
So.
Now I'm in Foist place. It's great. Oh, I could give him a taste of his own medicine with these.
So if you do the really big shortcut in this track, which Nase isn't doing,
Yeah.
but if you do the really big one, by the time you get to the third lap, you can actually just come up behind Pinstripe again, much
And
like
yeah.
the other.
And you
the
come
other
up
races,
against
yeah.
him on that like really straight and narrow part of the track.
Yeah.
So like it's terrifying to like go up against him there.
Yeah, and especially when you're at a level where you're doing that high skip.
You knew it was coming. Love it.
If you don't play to a certain standard and you end up behind him and you have a first lap like Nase's first lap there, where you just get owned over and over again, it's pretty terrible, especially
not
where
fun.
you're practically at the end of the run at this point.
He's actually insane. Like he hit me twice and he was like 10 seconds ahead of me. It's incredible. There we go. So at the end of this, we're going to have one more race until we're done, which is awesome. And it's everyone's favourite track again. I knew from the applause that everyone really liked Oxide Station, so we're going to do it again for you.
I wonder if he's going to go the wrong way right now.
There will be some people that will let us know.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I guess
I
you went
didn't-
the wrong way.
Reset.
Yeah. Can't be put on SDA anymore.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
great being in Adelaide where you can just do a U-turn like in the middle of the road. I should just like pop off. Throw the controller. One more to go, guys.
Goodness.
So here's Oxide. I wish my mouth could like move like side to side like that. Here we go. End Oxide's challenge. I'm very stressed out.
What does the N stand for?
Nitrous, I think. So Oxide's a cheater, and she or he, I don't actually know.
Did you assume Oxide's gender?
It's an alien, so it probably doesn't have like the same sort of. But this is, yeah. Oxide will basically just start putting down all these nitro crates, just to like. The bowling balls, man.
Wow. Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine. As long as
balls
I,
really
as long as
getting
I get that short. Oh my god. As long as I get that shortcut, I should be fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fortunately, if he'd done the faster shortcut, this wouldn't be an issue on the first lap. But it means he won't have an issue on the third lap, I don't think.
I'm not gonna have an issue like at
Yeah.
all, really.
Yeah, normally if you do the big shortcut, we come to the third lap and you have to go through this entire area with like, or like an area a little bit earlier. On the third lap, on the very final race, with a bunch of potions like randomly scattered around, and it can just kill your run if they're placed inconveniently.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I think what Oxide uses is on like a cycle. So like, Oxide will use the nitro crates and stuff like that, or TNTs here, then nitros, then bowling balls, and then the potions.
yeah,
Like a mix of all three.
Yeah,
And the
he
potions
used-
are
he-
always around that shortcut, so it
Yeah.
just makes it really tough.
they're scattered everywhere as well. Excuse me.
Yeah, every time he throws them out, he'll throw 2 or 3 behind him, and they'll just randomly land somewhere on the track.
Yeah.
So time's coming up at the end of this race, so in about a minute or so. Oh, a bit over a minute.
Still got one more lap after this.
Anyone in the audience want to like shout something out while we wait? Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any shout outs because I'm not really a member of the CTR community at all. I guess shout outs to Natty and Pool, two guys who I met through the Road Trip Adventure. I don't know if anyone knows that game. That absolute meme of a game. Met those two through that and then decided I want to start running this game. Shout outs to the boys behind me for being a constant source of support and validation in my life. Shout outs to the crowd for popping off. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't have asked for anything better. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Time's coming up as he crosses the finish line here.
This is going to be silent for the next 10 seconds.
Oh, boy.
And time.
That's rude.
That's nice.
3 seconds off your PB.
Like 3 seconds off my PB. Oh man.
Not bad.
All right, fellas. That was
Nothing if
CTR
not
by Nase
consistent.
Pybus, 80% Warpless. And now we'll be moving on to
Nice.
Spyro 2 100% by Paso Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spyro.
Nice. You're nothing if not consistent.
I know.
Yeah.
3 seconds. Was actually maybe I think it was like 58:08 and then 58:12 and then like 58:70 or something. Like so
Pretty
close.
consistent. Yeah.
There we go.
All right.